Jonathan Schanzer, is the Vice President of Research at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, and he joins us out of Washington at this hour. Jonathan, airstrikes and taking weapons to the Kurds, is this going to do it?
Well, I'm not sure it will do it. I think it depends on exactly what we give the Kurds in terms of weaponry and ordnance. I think it depends on the intensity of the airstrikes and what exactly we strike. But the concern, of course, is that we're determining up front that we're not going to put boots on the ground. Let me be clear, I'm not sure that boots on the ground are the answer, but I do think it may be a mistake for the president to be saying that he knows up front what is going to be necessary in order to defeat this very formidable foe. To presuppose that one should not put boots on the ground, I think, is a tactical mistake on the part of the president, because it could be a decision that he ultimately needs to reverse and could make him look very bad in the future. All
right, so what do the surrounding countries have to contribute here? Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Jordan?
10 days ago.
Well, I think that the Saudis, for example, could provide significant cash to support these efforts. The Jordanians right now are very skittish, I think, for very obvious reasons. They're a weak state that have been inundated with a flood of refugees over the last couple of years from Syria. The real wild card, in my view, are the Turks. The Turks have had a very permissive border policy, a very dangerous border policy over these last couple of years. In my estimation, it was this lax approach to their border, allowing the jihadis to go back and forth, to basically allow for these anti-Assad fighters to stream across the border. In my estimation, the Turks have contributed greatly to the ISIS problem. It would be very wise for the West and for this anti-ISIS coalition to pressure the Turks immensely to halt all that activity. If you look at the map, if you look at where ISIS is based, its sort of backbone of its operations are right along that Turkish border. The Turks have a lot of explaining to do.
They also, of course, are situated in Syria. So far, we've heard from the U.S. president that it's not part of the plan here immediately to take care of IS in Syria. He says that's up to the Syrians. Do you agree?
I don't agree. I think that ISIS or ISIL, they see themselves as controlling a territory where they do not see a boundary. That boundary that we have drawn between Iraq and Syria is not one that is really recognizable any longer. We're looking at failed states or potentially failed states. We need to be fighting an entity, and that entity stretches into both countries, or former countries perhaps. And so it is incumbent upon us right now to fight the enemy wherever it may be. I think, again, the president is now trying to kind of stick to rules that he had set for himself. Much like this aversion to putting boots on the ground, the president has been averse to engaging in Syria. And the idea that he must now do so, I think he finds himself his back up against the wall. He perhaps is afraid that he will look like he's gone back against his word, but really that is the least of our problems. We have a very dangerous enemy that must now be confronted in a very large swath of territory.
So do you think we will hear any surprises on Wednesday evening when the president addresses Americans?
I don't. From all indications, we're going to be seeing a president who remains extremely careful, extremely reticent to get involved in a new conflict, seems committed now to airstrikes and arming the Kurds, perhaps even some other small groups. But this has basically been the strategy of ours for the last several months. I don't think it represents a significant shift other than perhaps an uptick in intensity.
All right, Jonathan Schanzer, thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time, sir.
Pleasure.